Give me all RA. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
um, so we've had about a month to digest the coaching change or the coach firing, I should say. We still
Yeah,
haven't
that's it.
figured
We
out
still don't know who the coach is.
still haven't figured out who our new coach is. I'm assuming that kind of more will happen regarding around the team when that happens, when we, get our coach set in stone and everything too. But
Yeah.
we have had a little bit of news in the last month regarding the team. So actually, about a week after we did our last show, the Chiefs traded Leighton Feist to Kamloops in exchange for a third round pick. Were you surprised at all by this?
Yes. That one did catch me off guard.
I was a little bit surprised by it too. I thought that he would be one of the guys that we kept around, but
Yeah, me
uh
too.
looking back on it a little bit and reading some what other people were saying, it makes a little bit of sense because he was healthy scratched in the playoffs.
True. Which I
So
never did understand why.
right, I didn't either, and y- obviously there's probably something a little bit more to it, which
Probably.
is it is what it is, but um ended up getting a third round pick in 2025 for him, so I guess that's a pretty decent trade off.
Yeah.
Be nice if my cat would stop biting my cords. Hey, knock it off. Sorry, distraction here.
Technical difficulties.
I'm trying to get my computer to stay on since she has a tendency to step on my power strip.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Um so that was the newest news as of after we did our last show. So then last week we signed, actually I guess it was just a couple days ago, we signed our 2024 second round pick, defenseman Harry Matern, to a WHL scholarship and development agreement. Selected in the second round, 34th overall this year's prospects draft. Matt Bardsley says, "We're excited to welcome Harry and his family to the Chiefs organization. He's a mobile and complete defenseman who will be able to contribute offensively while making it difficult for opposing players in the defensive zone. He'll be a key contributor to our team and play heavy minutes. 6'1" blue liner at 15 years old. Pretty
That's pretty
impressive.
good. Yeah.
Um, Kid just looks like a hockey player too. One of two guys from this year's draft that have signed already. We also signed our first round pick, Ozzie McIntyre. Bardsley says, "We'd like to welcome Ozzie and his family to the organization. Possesses a great combination of speed, skills, sense, and competitiveness, which will be a nice addition to our team. We look forward to watching his development in Spokane." Um, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this kid's got in camp because everything that I've heard on him, he's pretty offensively gifted. Like I said, he's 100 points and I think it was like 34 games or something like that for his U15 team.
That's pretty good. I mean, I don't care
Um,
what you're at.
yeah, no, it's incredible. That's an incredible a triple digit points in 34 games is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta pause it for a second because this damn cat. One second. Freaking animals, man.
Animal.
That's what happens when you got a new little kitten running around here,
Yeah.
liking to explore every little thing. And I don't like that both of my cats have found a liking in my cords in my computer area over here. But it is what
Well,
it is.
you'll come home one day and your computers won't turn on.
I know. I'm a little bit afraid of that. So those are the two picks that we've signed from this year's draft already. And some more news shared last week. They announced the 24-25 preseason schedule. No home preseason games
I saw
this
that.
year. Only four preseason games. I feel like that's a little bit less than we've had in previous years too.
It is, but I
Um,
think I heard somewhere last year they were talking about doing less.
yeah, and I don't see why not. I mean, the kids got go through a grueling camp and stuff too,
Exactly.
and get another 2 weeks in a preseason before getting a week off before the start of the regular season. And we start early this year. I think we start. They announced the regular season schedule as well. We
Yeah.
start, I think, September 20th and 21st with 2 games in
Yeah.
Prince George.
It's like a week earlier than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then our home opener, I think, is the 27th or 28th or something like
Yeah.
that too, against Tri-Cities. So yeah, we have that to look forward to. At least we have. I got to find out when they release the schedule that you can add into the calendar on your phone,
Yeah.
because I definitely rely on that a little bit, because sometimes
Me
I
too.
even forget that we have games.
Yeah. It's nice to have that.
So the main reason why thought we should hop on do the pod is tomorrow.
Can I interrupt one more time?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's not forget Carter Streak.
Oh, good call.
Yes.
Carter Streak
Cleared waivers.
cleared waivers released by the team. I don't think that's really a surprise to anybody.
No.
He was kind of one of the odd men out.
Yeah.
We still have 420s on the roster as of right now, and talking to some people the other day, it sounds like it's more than likely, unless one of them gets traded or waived or whatever, it's going to be Crampton, Van Olm, and Bonnie at the
Yeah.
moment. So that's, we have still Ekstrom too. I still haven't really heard anything on him, but
I haven't either.
we have the CHL import draft here in about 2 weeks or so. So I guess we'll probably find out then if the Chiefs take 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's true.
But
you
yeah,
you should message his dad. You're friends with him.
I should. This is true. See
Yeah.
kind
Anyway.
of what's going on with that. I wonder what's going on with that. But it is hard to keep a European as a 20-year-old too.
Yeah.
That takes up 2 different spots, But I mean, I think if you're gonna do it, he's a good guy to
he's a
do
guy
it.
to do it. Yeah.
But I guess we'll have to wait and see what direction the team wants to go. I feel like with how things are going right now, with the moves the team's made and the guys that we have coming in and the guys that we have returning and stuff too, I feel like that things are going to be a lot different, especially with a new coach too. So I feel like we won't hear a lot of decisions on a lot of things until we find out who the coach is going to be.
Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me that when I posted the video episode of our last show on YouTube, somebody had left a comment that I thought was really interesting, and something that I hadn't heard at all, a name that I didn't really expect, but thinking about it, it kind of makes a lot of sense. Let me click on it and read it here. He says there's a rumor that Tampa Bay Lightning assistant coach Jeff Halpern may be the front runner. The theory is Spokane wants to be a contender this year, with Catton likely not returning to the team after this season, and Halpern would coach here for 2 seasons to prove that he's a viable NHL head coach.
Well, and I bet you he spent a lot of time at Gaza Ranch in Coeur d'Alene with Tyler Johnson.
That's
and John Cooper, when John Cooper comes up here for the summer and stuff too, wouldn't surprise me if he's been in the area and he's probably talked to somebody on the organization.
Yeah, it wouldn't really surprise me either. I mean, I'm sure that, based off of everything else that I'm hearing, is the only things that I have heard is that it's an NHL coach with NHL experience.
Right.
I haven't heard any names. Everybody's been really tight-lipped and everything too. But I mean, that's a great guy to have. John Cooper's probably top coach in the NHL still.
He won the award.
Yeah, he that's right, he did. I saw that a little bit ago. So I mean, he's got 2 Stanley Cups, 3 years in a row Stanley Cup final appearances.
Yeah. He got named to Team Canada too for
right. And so working with a guy like John Cooper for that long, I mean, that's definitely somebody that's going to give you a lot of experience.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that Cooper's coaching style and stuff too, I'm sure Halpern's been there a long time too, so I'm sure that he's got something to give, I'm sure.
Wish I was working my Wednesday night shifts this last month. I'd be picking Danny Holden's brain.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good. I didn't think about that.
If we don't hear anything by next Wednesday night, I'll pick his brain.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I think you should. I see my other cat's making an appearance.
We get to look at Cat Bud on this. That's nice.
Right.
All right. So why are we here again tonight? So why are we doing this pod?
The main reason why I thought we should hop onto a pod is tomorrow is the first round of the NHL entry draft, and something that hasn't happened with the Chiefs for 15 plus years. We're going to have a guy selected in the top 10.
Yeah, I think that's pretty.
Um, they've really been kind of riding that a little bit on social media and stuff too, with the different content regarding Catton and everything too. And they're really hyping it up. They're having a draft watch party at the arena,
Yeah,
which I plan on going to. So that'll be fun. And it's going to be really interesting to see where Catton ends up going tomorrow.
yeah. What's your prediction?
I don't know. I've heard a lot of different things. You and I were talking a little bit earlier, and a lot of the things that I've heard over the last even few months is that Montreal is really high on him. Montreal is really looking for a center. And Montreal has the 5th overall pick, so it is possible, but I have heard a lot of things about Catton not being top 10 too,
Really?
which is interesting because looking at the talent that's in the draft and like in the prospect rankings, he is final in his final rank in the what is it, the North American skaters rankings or
Right.
whatever it is. He is 8th, as and he moved up 1 spot from the midterm rankings. So around the, I'd say he's going to go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ish, somewhere in there. I mean, obviously the top picks, Macklin, Celebrini. And then there's this Artem Levshanyov. He's a defenseman from Michigan State. He's apparently Chicago is really high on him, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him go number 2. TJ Ginla has actually jumped up a lot
I
in
saw that.
in the rankings too. I feel like at the beginning of the season he was somewhere in like the 20-30th
He was.
ranking or whatever. He's number 9 right now, right behind Catton. So he really made a huge jump. I still think, like you said earlier, being the first player with however many points in your draft eligible season or whatever since.
Since Pat Falloon.
No, it was that Connor Bedard, Sidney
Oh
Crosby.
yeah, those guys. I'm talking Chief stuff, but yeah,
Oh yeah, well yeah,
yeah.
well I mean Pat
But
Falloon's kind of in a league of his
but
own
yeah,
in the Chiefs, but
only three guys have done it.
it was Patrick
Cros-
Kane,
Crosby.
Crosby, Bedard, and Berkly Catton.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good group to be compared
that's
with.
impressive.
I mean, that's really, really impressive stuff.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised to see Montreal take him at 5. In all honesty, I know they are looking for his center.
right.
Based off of everything that I've heard, they're really high on him. So I wouldn't be surprised. That being said, I've also heard Calgary is taking an interest in him as well. And that makes a lot of sense too for a lot of reasons. I mean, he's from Saskatoon, which is Calgary's the closest NHL team to them.
Right.
Um, I mean, I'm sure he's been to plenty of games. He's probably
Oh yeah.
knows guys in that area and everything too. So I'm sure he had a long interview process with them. What I really hope for though is at number 7, the Kraken take him.
I got the Kraken at 8.
Or is it 8?
Yeah, Ottawa's at 7.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think, he's ranked 8th. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets picked. I don't know necessarily if Seattle needs another center.
Yeah, as
But
cool as that would be, I don't know if he's a fit on that team.
I don't know either, but
I could see him going to Utah at 6 because they like if it's this. I mean, it's the same ownership group and same coaching, all that stuff too. They just move cities. They like to give the young guys a chance to play there.
for sure.
That team is all about getting guys in the league and just getting them experience.
Well, for sure. And with the Utah being a new club this year too, they're gonna want to kind of have their own star
Yeah,
and kind of build off that, like kind of like Seattle did with Matty Beniers too.
yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised to see that either. And I think Utah would actually be a pretty good fit for him.
yeah. I'm actually pulling for the Utah to take him at 6. That's my wish, I guess. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. I don't think that's a bad guess either.
No,
So like, but in the top 10, there's trying to figure out who. Do you have the draft list in front of you over there?
The teams,
Yeah.
yes.
Can you list off the top 10? Because I can't remember.
San Jose picks first. Chicago, Anaheim, Columbus, Montreal, Utah, Ottawa, Seattle, Calgary, and New Jersey.
Okay. I most of those teams I feel like are in the in the West too. Kind of
Yep,
interesting to think about, but
it is interesting. Yeah,
yeah, I've heard most from Calgary and Montreal, but I then again we've been shocked with stuff like this before with different teams. I mean, I think a couple years ago Shane Wright, like everybody was kind of predicting
yeah,
him to go first, and Montreal ended up taking Slavkovsky, and Shane Wright fell to fourth right to the Kraken.
yeah,
So it's going to be kind of interesting to see. I'm actually really excited to see where he ends up going, and
yeah. Me too.
I'm happy for him. Happy for the kid. I mean, he had a hell of a season too, and he's going to be a great leader in the Chiefs this year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. His probably his last year with the Chiefs.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Sorry, real quick. I got to check my DoorDash order.
All
Just got to make sure that it's not here yet because I'm going to have to go downstairs and pick it up.
right.
Uh, so I think that's probably the only Chief that's going to go first round.
Yeah,
But
McIsaac is not ranked until like 94th or something like that.
mhm. But looking at some of the other WHL guys that are projected to go in the first round, you have Berkly Catton, obviously, Caden Lindstrom from Medicine Hat, Tisha Ginla, Carter Yakimchuk, Tarek Parasak, that stud from rookie from
Yeah,
Prince George. That kid's good. He really rised in the rankings this year too, because
he's
he was a nobody until
yeah.
this year.
He
He
was
just
fun.
took
He was
off.
he was fun to watch at the end of the year.
Julius Mietinen from Everett. That's a huge jump too, looking for his midterm ranking was 49th and now he's 18th.
Wow.
That's a huge jump. Ryder Ritchie, Prince Albert, Adam Jecko from Edmonton, Andrew Basha from Medicine Hat. That's kind of like all the guys in the WHL that are ranked in the top 10 in the final rankings. So
Nice.
a lot of pretty decent, healthy amount of WHL guys in that top 10 or
Yeah,
top 30. So it'll be kind of interesting to see where all those guys end up too. I'm really hoping that Catton ends up on a team that I actually don't hate, you know?
me too. Well, as long as he doesn't go to Boston or Pittsburgh, I'll be okay.
That's true. That's true. Or Toronto.
Or
But
Toronto.
I don't see any of those really happening.
No, thank God.
So that's tomorrow. Saturday is rounds 2 through 7, kind of a more of a rapid fire
Yeah,
round situation. They kind of have it running from like what 9 to 3 or something like that.
yeah, something like
So I'll have to be listening to that while I'm working on Saturday. But um, there's not just one Chief that is projected to be picked this year, though, which is
that. Yeah,
first time that's happened in a while too.
long time. Yeah,
Pretty healthy amount. Will McIsaac,
yeah.
would you say he was projected 90 something?
93rd. Yeah,
93rd. I thought he had a great year this year, and
he did.
I think getting drafted and having an NHL team sign him, or at least going to camp and learning a lot from those guys and stuff too. I think that's going to really boost his confidence coming into this season, as he's a leader veteran on the team now too.
Yeah.
Um, and then Dawson Cowan's fifth amongst North American goalies.
And you got, yeah, exactly, which he's been up there all year long. And then you got Nathan Mays at 107.
Yeah, that one's cool. I saw he was in the preliminary rankings this year, and then I think he
Yeah,
fell off completely in midterm, but then making a jump back up in the final rankings.
yeah,
I mean, monster rookie year for him. He has exactly what the Chiefs need in a shutdown defenseman. So I'm looking forward to seeing him take another couple steps in his game
me too.
too.
Me too.
And I think getting same kind of situation with McIsaac, going to NHL camp and getting a little bit of experience, and probably I'm sure he's bulking up a little bit too over the
Yeah,
summertime. And I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with this year, him and McIsaac both.
yeah, me too.
So it's going to be fun. I haven't been this excited for an NHL draft in a while.
Me either.
Lots of WHL, and not just, but I mean the Chiefs
Yeah,
specifically. It's pretty crazy.
yeah, that'll be
Mays
nice.
Mays ranked 107 among North American skaters in the final rankings. I mean, it's awesome. It's gonna be. I'm really interested to see what round you think Cowan's gonna go in, because goaltenders usually are pretty late. There's
Yeah,
not very often you see first, second, third round goaltenders being selected. Um, but
yeah, I think,
I feel like as the year went on a bad Spokane team too,
yeah,
he was the star for
yes,
80% of the games.
yeah, he was.
So I don't know. It's I'm gonna say probably sixth, fifth or sixth, maybe
Yeah, yeah,
high fifth to mid
yeah,
sixth.
that's probably pretty accurate.
I mean, fifth amongst goalies is, it sounds a lot better than it,
Right.
you know, but I mean, it's still impressive. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
So we
he's
got
earned,
the,
he's earned it.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. So kind of a little bit of a draft preview. I don't really
Well,
have much of anything
I look
else.
forward to seeing. I would look forward to watching tomorrow and see what happens.
Yeah, I'll have to do maybe a little recap episode next week or something. And
Yeah, I think we should. And then
um,
maybe once that we talked earlier tonight, maybe once this get through this draft and stuff too, maybe the Chiefs announce their coach finally and kind of do all that. Maybe they just don't want to overshadow the draft with that information.
I wouldn't be surprised either. And like I said earlier, it's like we don't have a coach named yet. I'm sure there's probably somebody already
Yes, I'm
set
sure
in
there is.
stone. But
Yeah.
like you said, wait till after all this stuff too, and then you have the import draft coming up. But another rumor that I have been hearing that I will throw
Yes.
out there, rumor boys.
Rumor
Uh,
boys.
apparently
Memorial.
the Chiefs are
Memorial Cup.
one of four WHL teams to be bidding on a Memorial Cup bid. I think it's in 26.
Yes.
Um, with Kelowna's already confirmed that they're going to bid,
Hasn't
and
Everett as well.
then no,
I thought it was. I thought
it
they were one.
was, oh God, who was it? It was Kelowna, Spokane, Brandon, and one of the other another East team that,
And it does tie into what's going on at the arena because they shut down for events for like 3 months too to make upgrades.
right, right. And it's funny, I actually the other day I delivered a bunch of new light setups to
That's
the
what you were
arena
saying.
on my route. So
Yeah.
a bunch of heavy light setups and stuff too. And
Yeah.
the receiving there is kind of cool because you go in like the south gate on Malin down
Mm,
there, and you go in there and you go in the security door, and you're right there right underneath section 122, 121.
mm.
And they had the seats like opened up so you can see in the dark arena and everything too. It was actually kind of eerie, to be
Yeah.
honest,
But
but it was cool because there's people in there working, and
no, yeah.
um delivered them some lights. So we'll have to kind of see and wait and see if we got any new production this year too.
Could be exciting in many, many ways.
I'm pretty excited for the year. I mean, I can't believe it's already the end of June.
I know, isn't that crazy? I
But
don't even talk about the month of June.
yeah, it's been a rough one,
Yes, it has been a rough one.
but that's all right.
Yeah.
We'll get through it.
Onward and upward.
That's right. But I guess we'll kind of catch up next week and
Sounds good.
kind of get the results of the draft and see where everybody ends up.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for doing this. It's nice chatting with you again.
It sure was. We'll have to get back in the swing of things here.
Exactly. And as always, go Chiefs, go.
Go Chiefs, go.